Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's Matthew Moy, winemaker for Vincent Arroyo Family Winery here in Calistoga. Sorry we missed you last week. Had to take the boys and Adrian up to Tahoe to get out of town for a little bit, get some relaxation before the virtual school starts, which for them starts this coming Monday. So unfortunately I couldn't give you guys a video up there, but I'm back in town. We're getting ready for harvest. I just got word that our rosé grapes, the Pinot Noir that we use, is ready for picking mid to late next week. So we're getting excited and a little anxious, but it looks like some of the Sauvignon Blanc might be right behind it. So this vintage is looking to start with a bang, and I think it's going to go probably pretty quick. It's pretty warm here in Calistoga today. I think it's near 100, and we're supposed to have heat throughout the weekend. So it's going to push those grapes, especially our grapes, because they're being dry farmed, so no irrigation. So they're going to get a little bit of stress this weekend, and those sugars should start to rise. And we'll get out to check in those sugars probably on Monday and see where we're at and kind of get a game plan for the harvest season going forward. But I thought Mario and his assistant have been out here getting everything ready for harvest, so they were cleaning all of our equipment. So I thought I'd show you some of the stuff we have and how we go about in processing our fruit. And then when we get into harvest, I'll do some more of these videos so you can actually see it live in action. But just a sneak peek right now. So let's go back and see our crush pad back here. So I'm walking back. This is the back area of the crush pad area. So basically the first machine that our grapes see is actually going to be our scale, which is the beginning of the winery there. We'll weigh our fruit so we can know what we're paying our picking crews and how much we're actually bringing in. The very first thing after that is Mario will be on the forklift. He'll be dumping grapes into this hopper behind me. That hopper has a little auger in it. That auger will shoot it down that little chute there you see right here. It then goes down into the elevator, and then this elevator takes it all the way up to the top, as you see, into our destemmer. Our destemmer is what takes the grapes out of takes the grapes off the stems. Sorry about that. And so back here, I'm kind of going rogue here with my camera, but we have an area where you can actually see the where the grapes are going through. So hold on here. Move around. Sorry for the busyness here, but as you can see, there's the two white boards in there with little holes. As the grape clusters fall down the shaft here, they're beating on these grapes very violently, and so as they hit those stems, the berries start to fall off. As they fall off, they fall on these rollers here. Now, as you see, the rollers, they're very thin between each other, and so the berries can fit through those little holes, but the stems can't. So as the berries and the stems fall onto this little table here, these rollers are spinning, the berries will go down below, and then the fruit, or the stems, come out right here. And there'll be a bin at the bottom here. They'll be collecting the skins, and then with those skins, we'll put them out in the vineyard for compost later on that day. But as the grapes are falling down, there'll be a sorting table, which will be down here. And so the grapes will be coming down out of here onto a sorting table, which is not connected right now. And I'll be standing on that sorting table, sorting through those fruit. And we're picking out things what we call MOG, material other than grape. So we don't want any leaves, we don't want any underripe fruit or overripe fruit. So we'll collect that. It will then fall down into a bin that's down below here, or to pump, that'll be pumping those individual berries up into our tanks. And that's where we'll start the fermentation. So this is a somewhat sneak peek of our process. So you can see back here, we have our tanks. So those will be the fermentation vessels that we'll use. As you see behind me here, there's a bunch of bins, or what we call T-bins. They're open top fermenters. We will use small lots in these, so we'll put grapes inside those particular bins and ferment them in there. So depending on the size of the lot, depends whether they're up in the tank or down in here in these what we call T-bins. So over here, I got some wine that we're gonna taste today. We just did a promo yesterday. Hopefully most of you got that email. It's our 2013 vintage promo. It's 25% off that vintage. If you go online, you'll see what's available, and you put 250FF, all caps, into the promo code. It'll apply that discount and you'll get some great wines. We are still getting 70% off book rate next day air rates, so you can get them out to you the next day safely. Or if you don't want to spend the money, we can actually hold the wines here for shipment in the fall. Californians, you have a little bit better leeway. We do have another carrier that can do next day without the next day air rate. So if you are in California, you want to get your wine the next day, we can still do that with ice packs. You just have to give us a call at the winery so we can arrange for that delivery. So for that being said, I'm going to try 2 wines today. The first wine is going to be our 2013 Merlot. So that is this wine here. Our Merlot is estate grown, so we grow all our own Merlot here. This wine was harvested in 2013 and released in 2015. We use French oak on our Merlot. A lot of people poo-poo Merlot right now, but I think we make a fantastic Merlot. It's a very big, deep Merlot, bold, strong. We use the French oak, like I say, in the aging of it. We have 2 Merlot blocks that we work with, so it's a blend of those 2 different blocks. One's here on the Grand Street Ranch, or Greenwood Ranch, and one's on the Grand Street Ranch, so they're all within a half mile. But the 2 blocks, one is in River Rock soil, which is in the Grand Street Ranch, and the ones here are more clay. So we do see a very different type of wine between the 2, and it's nice when we sit down to blend these wines, we have the opportunity to maybe do 70% of one and 30% of the other, and not just be stuck with one particular Merlot. So tasting this and smelling it, you can smell the vanilla flavor from the French oak. It's very prevalent still. Tasting a little bit of strawberry, very fruit, lots of fruit still, and it still has that tannins. I feel that on the back side of my mouth. It seems to be coming down pretty good. The 13 vintage was a fantastic vintage for us. It probably was one for the record books. It was a warmer year, but yet the harvest went on longer than typically in a hot year. So we were picking these grapes, I believe, in mid-October. If you were to tell me you're picking those today in mid-October, I'd laugh, because we were done by early October last year. So our harvests have come much, much earlier than they were, say, in 2013. But this wine's holding up really, really well. We got a little bit of tartrate still from that top of that cork that was in that bottle. But no, don't be afraid to try our Merlots. They're really, really good. And I think if you do get a chance to buy some, this particular 2013 still has a few years ahead of it, so don't be afraid to put it back in the cellar and wait a while. But it's drinking really well right now, so I'm going to actually finish it. Okay, so that was our Merlot. Let's get on to the next one. This is going to be our 2013 Zinfandel. So this is our Zin. Now, our Zinfandels are behind our Petite Sirah. Our Zinfandel is probably our next most sought-after wine. Zinfandel does really well up here in Calistoga. If you want to pick a wine that's native, not native, but at least most known for in California, it's probably going to be Zinfandel. The origins, I've said before, they think is from Croatia. But it has a sister or a relative called Primitivo in Italy. But we don't see Zinfandel throughout much of the world except for here in California. I think the climate is very well suited for it. It likes the heat, so it like, especially in Calistoga, it's pretty good. This treatment with this wine, we use American oak, so a little bit different than that Merlot. And with American oak, you kind of find a little more like a cedarish, like think of your grandma's cedar closet. You know, that smell that you have. It's a great smell. I really like it. But I find it in our American oak quite often, and you still smell it on this 13. Not as prevalent as probably when it was bottled, but still there. This one is very smooth. The tannins, not like the Merlot had some tannin left. This tannin, just a little bit, but just drinking really smooth, all the way back through the back of the palate. I think people are going to laugh at me, but I think I taste a little bit of red licorice in this. I know that's probably not a good descriptor, but I taste that candy-ish kind of flavor. Not sweet, but just that those flavors you find in those red ropes. But at any rate, this is doing pretty good. I think we're almost out of this. I hate to tease you with it because when we put this on sale yesterday, cases of it were going out. So I'm not sure how much more we have left of it, but again, it's doing well. I think it's drinking really good right now. So if you do purchase it, just start drinking it this summer with your prime rib or whatever you're having on the grill there. But yeah, so the 13 vintage turned out really well for us. Like I say, we were excited to release these and give you guys a good discount on them, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. Everyone here at the winery, you can see David just passing by, doing great. We're packing up wine, shipping wine next day to all our people across the country. Tasting room is still open. That's still seeing people. It's gonna be a little warm this weekend, but bring some water if you're coming. But otherwise, we're still seeing people every day, tasting some of these wines. The Rosé, the Mélange Blanc, which is our new Sauvignon Blanc Chardonnay blend. So we have a lot of good stuff to offer. And if you can't come and visit us, we can get it to you, or we can pack it up and have it shipped to you this coming fall. Probably mid-October is when those shipments will probably go out to you. But yeah, we're having fun. We're excited. Next week's going to be lots of activity, so ready to rock and roll. But you guys enjoy your weekend, and be safe, and drink some good wine, and enjoy your weekend. Cheers.